Yeah, how you guys all doing today? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm only going to focus on two stories. Those two stories will consist of AC Milan finally signing Tomori on a permanent deal, and for the second story, we have even more updates surrounding our efforts to sign Hakimi. You guys, some big news, some big reports, make sure you stay tuned to the end for this one, and without wasting any more time, I need to get one quick plug out of the way first. Right now on the club's official megastore, there are new training gear items available for purchase, and as you guys can see on screen, these things are an absolute beauty. I had to make the purchase myself. I got the matching tracksuit, the matching jacket to go, obviously basically like a black version in this one, and I really like these types of jackets the club release. So if you guys are interested in buying some of the club's merchandise, if you want to get the new home season kit as well, I'm your guy. In the description below, you'll find all the relevant affiliate links, and if you do support me by clicking on them, you get access to my 10% off discount code NINI10. So what you guys waiting for? I'm here to hook you up. Without wasting any more time, we start off by discussing Tomori's sale to AC Milan. Now for me, finally, I don't have to see any more reports surrounding Tomori and AC Milan. It felt like this was getting dragged on like every day. There were like 2-3 stories coming up behind this, and you're just thinking, what was there to discuss? Milan are moving like cheapskates. Of course, the reason behind the delay was that they were hoping to find a way to reduce the fee to sign him, even though they agreed on that option to buy back in January. I'm sorry, the moment they secured Champions League football and the moment that Tomori played one of the biggest efforts and parts in making that happen, you knew then and there that you were paying the full amount. The club weren't looking to negotiate or go back on the negotiations agreed upon back in January, and you knew what the deal was. So today was a good day, not only for the club, but for Tomori as well. He's signing for a club in AC Milan on a 5-year deal, which is very good. He's well respected there, he's well appreciated, and when you have some former legends in the game like Maldini saying to you that he believes in you, that he rates you, he's desperate for you to sign, that's the power of legacy, that's the power of history. I know a lot of times there was like this confusion behind why Lampard stopped giving opportunities, but I think if we're being honest, if we look at how our defense played last season, at this point in time, because Tomori is by far the youngest, I'd have to say that our defenders are better than Tomori right now. I don't think there's an insult behind that. Our defenders are better than what Milan have as well. So with Tomori, the most important thing is that he's now in an environment and at a club where he will get that consistent game time. He will be nurtured, and I guarantee that this guy will be one to follow. He's only 23, 24 years old. He's learning to master his craft in Serie A. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the future, let's say Tomori is 27 or 28, that we make some efforts to sign him back. I'm really going to follow his career because I think this is a big move, but I think one thing that really frustrates me is the fact that, I just read a report a few days back that Brighton turned down a 40 million bid from Arsenal for Ben White, and we've sold Tomori for 25 million. That's absolutely crazy, and maybe I understand that back in January, maybe the club really just didn't have any belief behind the guy, considering the low option to buy in that contract. In the future, I think we shouldn't have them anymore. I think that, if Milan didn't cough up the money, I guarantee another club would have spent that money. We would have got even more than what we're selling Tomori for, and for me, it simply comes down to the fact that we must believe in what we create. So this guy is a top player. He'll have a top career. Congrats to him. And now we move on to the second final big story today, and I'm going to spend this entire time discussing the latest updates surrounding Hakimi. And now you guys, we end things with a final big story today, and that's the latest updates surrounding Hakimi. I'm going to tell you guys this straight, but for me, I feel like Hakimi is destined to become our first signing of this new window. This opinion is based on the reports that I've been reading to cover for you guys, and it's based on some personal things I am hearing too, behind the scenes as well. But at this point in time, it feels like the stars are aligned now for us to sign Hakimi this window. Now, let's start with things with this video, and let's look at Inter Milan's situation. Now, we all know that they are in a deep financial pickle. They must sell players up to the value of 80 million, ideally selling one player close to that value. And it seems like Hakimi, of course, will be that player. They want to keep their Lukakus, their Barelas, etc., etc. That is stuff we know, but With Inter Milan, they must sell Hakimi before the 30th of June. And the reason behind that, you guys, is that is when the current financial year does end in football. So it's only natural that Inter Milan want to have a big accounting profit. They want to have the sale of Hakimi in their books before the year does end, meaning that there's literally less than 2 weeks to make this happen. And of course, when situations are like this is where we are absolutely just dominating. And this is where we absolutely look to take advantage and find the deals that's best for us. We've been in situations like this so many times with Maurizio Sarri, last season with Kai Havertz as well. And what I'm hearing and what I can tell you guys as well is that right now the club are looking to play a very intelligent long game. They want to kind of delay their move for Hakimi, because as time does go down, that puts more pressure on Inter Milan to have to sell him for a reduced fee. And right now, the offer from the club is 60 million euros plus Marcos Alonso as part of that deal to make up that 20 million valuation difference that Inter Milan won. And let's even break down this deal even more. We look at Marcos Alonso, and currently he earns between, I think, 120,000 to 150,000. Now, that's a lot of money, times that wage by 52 weeks, and he's earning over 6 million per season. If he makes up a 20 million valuation difference in this deal, plus the 6 million wages that, he costs us per year, essentially that's like getting rid of a 26 million pound player to sign Hakimi, and instantly that makes things more attractive. Instantly that would mean that Hakimi, if that deal is accepted and Chelsea's plan does work again, he could be signed for literally around 51 million, which again would be incredible, great, smart business. So that is the strategy behind the play right now. Of course, with Paris Saint-Germain still showing interest as well, we have to still respect that they have the finances and the means to, come through with something big to make this deal happen as well. But I think one thing that we can take some confidence from is the fact that ideally Inter Milan would like to have Marcos Alonso in their team as well. Now, this won't be one of those ones where we only pay 50 million plus Alonso. We'll probably pay the full 70, but then Inter Milan will agree to buy Alonso for a certain amount of money, so both clubs can have the transfer in their books. So that's how this deal, I feel, is going to be played out. I think this is a great deal for all parties. As time goes on, there's more pressure for Inter Milan to have to, sell for the fee that we want. I feel confident. We'll see what happens, you guys, but I think right now I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions behind the story. Hakimi has been a club target for many, many years, and for me this is definitely a club signing. I don't necessarily frown upon them because there have been many great club signings like your Rudigers, your Kai Havertz's, etc, etc. It's just how football works. Most clubs operate in a similar manner, and I still think that Hakimi would bring some great squad depth to this team. I still feel like he'll have the ability to operate down the left side and the right hand side when Tuchel sees fit. And, having Hakimi, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, and maybe, I don't know, an Emerson or Livramento, or even someone else who gets signed, who knows at this point, will give us the, strong options that you need over an intense season. And next season, we are going to have so many games. We're going to be traveling left, right, and center. We are going to need to have a strong squad that's ready to compete, and I definitely think that Hakimi does add to that for the team. At the same time though, I still feel like every signing like this, even though they have great positives, I think we can still discuss some of the consequences behind deals like this. And one consequence that I just can't get out of my head is that by committing to Hakimi, you're essentially committing to a 3 at the back system. And by committing to a 3 at the back system, you're committing to having one less attacking player on your team. Now let's see it like this here. Let's say we do sign Erling Haaland. You'd imagine that the front 3 would essentially be him, Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. That would mean that potentially Ziyech, if he's still here, Werner, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi would be on the bench looking for minutes. And is that the best situation for some of this great young talent we have? I'm not too sure personally. There will definitely be a player that does miss out. Let's even say Ziyech does decide to leave as well. Essentially, he's replaced by having another forward in the team. It's going to create situations where a lot of times some of these guys won't be on the bench, make the match day squad, and won't get as much game time. That is what happens when you commit to having a wing-back system and having an extra defender on the field compared to another attacking player. And I don't know, I have to tell you guys this, I'm not a black or white person. I think I've made that quite clear throughout my channel over the years. I see everything in grey situations. You know, nothing is like perfectly bad or perfectly good. So I do feel like there's definitely, you know, a conversation to be had behind committing to a deal like this. And, you know, it's not even anything personal with Hakimi or his ability at all. I just think that, okay, you spent 60 million on Pulisic. You turned down selling Hudson-Odoi for 70 million. You know, that's some great talent you have. Shouldn't there be a situation where we're looking to cultivate both this talent and give them more game time? With how we're playing now, that won't be happening, and I feel it's going to create a situation where, you know, one of those guys is destined to leave because they just won't get that game time. We'll see though. Maybe Tuchel still has plans to use, you know, 4-3-3 formation. He has done that many a time during his coaching career, but at the same time, how often will he do that for next season? When you're signing Hakimi, you know, you're not going to play him as a winger in games, and he wouldn't play him further forward because he wouldn't play Hakimi with his back to goal. You know, he's all about his acceleration, he's all about his pace over long distances. You have to create those conditions for him in the team. That's how you get the best out of him. So I don't know, I definitely feel like there will be some consequences behind committing to a deal like this, and you know, let's see what's going to happen with how this team is going to continue to evolve over the next few seasons, you guys. Another thing for me is that the way that we use our wing backs compared to how Inter Milan use their wing backs is two different things. You know, Hakimi at Inter Milan, he doesn't have a cam in front of him to link up with. Literally, his distribution goes straight to one of the two strikers centrally, and you know, due to that, there's, you know, vast amounts of space left and behind for him to run into because Inter Milan aren't a possession team, they're a very direct team. With us though, there's a lot more patience behind our build-up. We don't, of course, you know, we want our wing back to, you know, create those overlapping runs, to create those angles for the cutback crosses, but you know, the way that we travel from our half to our opponent's half is not the same as how Inter Milan do that as well. So I do think that, you know, tactical discussions like that also play a part. And for me, it just really re-emphasizes the fact that if you're signing Hakimi, you must sign a striker for him because that's how he does some of his best work. So let's hope that still happens, you guys. And on that note, in the comment section below, how excited are you to see Hakimi signing for us this window? Let us all know below. And on that point, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving, you guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. And as I said earlier, if you're, you know, still curious to buy the home kit, next season's home kit, if you want to buy any of the training gear for next season, the beautiful black and yellow gear that's come out today, as I said in the description below, you'll find the affiliate links. Click on them, use my discount code NINI10, get 10% off your order and live your best life, you guys. So on that note, I'm NiniFC, this is Blue Lines TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.